The Southwestern Region Electoral Commission officer, Mr. Vaini Robert, has called on religious leaders to remain neutral and focus on spiritual guidance rather than political involvement as the country prepares for upcoming elections. Mr. Vaini made the remarks on Thursday during a civic and voter education dialogue held at White Horse Inn in Kabale municipality.
Use that history, I can safely point to the leaders of the Catholic faith, the early leaders of the Catholic faith and the early leaders of the Protestant faith. They are the ones who planted these seeds. The history is there to check. The Muslims in their valley, they are there, humble, even today. If you want to know how bad religion is, me in Rwanda last year to observe elections. Their laws bite. Anything you do as a candidate that is bordering on sectarianism, because they know what religion, it played a role in the genocide. You want to first ban your beautiful Kigezi, then you learn a lesson. We can't go that way.
The event was organized by the Uganda Electoral Commission in partnership with the Kigezi Media Services, has brought together key stakeholders, religious leaders, civil society actors, media practitioners and local government representatives. During the session, Mr. Vaini expressed concern over the growing trend of religious leaders using the platforms for political purposes, warning that such actions risk undermining both the sanity of religion and the credibility of the electoral process. He further called upon the Uganda Police and the Electoral Commission to work jointly in enforcing laws against the religious sectarianism and ensuring a level playing field during the electoral period.
We need laws that bite. We need continuous dialogue, I agree. We need continuous voter and civic education, I agree. And the police needs to be empowered to go and pick up these people like grasshoppers. Because if you are a leader and you are veering from the gospel, Christ came for us all. Who are we to divide him? You know? And then lastly, the political parties. Remember, we have a law in place. By the way, we have good laws. But these laws don't bite because of the behavior of the stakeholder. I know the police struggle during this political season. You commit crimes. When the police moves in to arrest you, there are issues of conviction. My brother Eli Mate can say, there is a pathway to convict somebody who commits electoral crimes. The DPP, the office of the DPP is the one which has powers to prosecute. After prosecution, then there comes conviction. But in between, stakeholders come and mess around with the police. The police, you are seeing them there with their manager. They are suffering because of the community they serve in. This community has stakeholders who are powerful. I am saying, can all of you help us, police and electoral commission, so that we implement already the laws? There are laws in place. The Political Parties and Organizations Act catches parties from religious sectarianism. Those religious sectarian tendencies that were happening during the primaries, if at all we were very serious, by now people would be in jail.
Kabale District Communications Officer Mr. Alex Biakatunda echoed similar concerns, stating that religious sectarianism in the region has contributed significantly to community divisions. He also criticized some media practitioners for allegedly accepting payments from politicians, thereby compromising journalistic neutrality.
And especially, we are seeing a rise in sectarian politics based on religion in Kigezi region. And I'm saying this is very unfortunate. And just like I said, it is the leaders who are supposed to lead their people onto the right track that are the ones that are actually promoting this sectarianism. And it is very hurting that you find that a religious person is the one actually telling people that, oh no, wait, this is a person. So if you're going to vote, you cannot, some of us when you go out there in the talk, in the public, you hear some people say, or who always say, it is very unfortunate that even the journalists have actually been entangled into this problem. When you go outside, I am lucky that I've gotten a chance to teach some journalists for quite a long time, and it is so hurting that when I see them being divided into political camps. There are people who cannot write stories about certain politicians, and yet, as journalists, we're supposed to be impartial.
Mrs. Success Agnes, an entrepreneur and one of the panelists, expressed disappointment at the absence of the senior religious leaders at the dialogue, especially those accused of fueling sectarianism.
It's very absurd that the so-called suspects are not here, and it's very disappointing that some were invited and they did not come because they know the truth. They are behind this because we don't have any member of parliament here and they were invited. I entirely agree with my brother Naboth that next time we should have bishops here. Those suspects, they be on the panel. Yes, they should be on the panel, and it's very absurd. In the last concluded NRM elections, I hear that there are schools which were opened for students to rally and vote behind candidates.
Mr. Agremasko, Director of Breakups International Limited and President of the Fathers Union in the Diocese of Kigezi, noted that not all religious leaders are part of the problem. He attributed the behavior of some to individual character flaws rather than institutional mandates.
You see, we have what we call character and salvation. So some of them, they have it is by character that they behave the way you see them behave. Because generally we may say, church leaders or mosque leaders, they are not all of them. There are some who are good. You see, that's one thing we need to understand. Two, I think there is something, the way it has been spoken, my brother from the Electoral Commission, we need to also have electoral reforms so that we include these things that have been spoken about. Because now when you say police should arrest under what law and under what, because there are things you need to include so that now when you are talking about the religious leaders.
Mr. Kakuru Robert, Executive Director of Key Corruption out of Uganda, emphasized the dangers of unchecked sectarianism, warning that it could lead to devastating consequences such as conflict or genocide.
That we need to name, shame those who promote those values that divide the people. Because if we perform when we are divided, we cannot yield much results, and therefore we shall end up having issues like genocide, because sectarianism in other countries have led to genocide, and genocide is never good. It can start with us here, and I wanted to give, if it was possible, that if we start here, Madam Moderator, and we say Kaku stand here, Robert here, Robert here, Robert here, and we say we vote within this rule, we are going to see what we are condemning beginning with us Iranians.
The dialogue, held as the first of its kind in the Kigezi sub-region, was widely praised by participants. They anonymously called on the Electoral Commission to hold more such discussions to foster civic responsibility and national cohesion. Mariam Ishimwe, Nathan Bahangwa, Kigezi Television.